But we begin our report with the next stage in the federal criminal indictment of the 45th president of the United States. Donald Trump will appear before a judge Tuesday afternoon to hear the 37 counts brought against him. The indictment by the special counsel accuses him of knowingly retaining classified documents and repeatedly concealing that fact. Evidence includes transcripts, photographs, texts, and testimony from the former president's lawyer. CBS News chief elections and campaign correspondent Robert Costa reports.
The former president arrived in Florida this afternoon, preparing for his second arraignment in 3 months. Police have ramped up security outside the Miami courthouse where he'll be processed. Trump and his allies have called for protests, and former Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake issued a veiled warning.
If you want to get to President Trump, you're going to have to go through me, and you're going to have to go through 75 million Americans just like me. And I'm going to tell you, yep, most of us are card-carrying members of the NRA.
Law enforcement sources say they're monitoring plans for pro-Trump rallies, including one that may be organized by the Proud Boys. And violent online rhetoric has surged since the indictment.
Make no mistake about it, we're taking this event extremely serious.
The former president has remained defiant since the 37-count indictment was handed up Friday.
As far as the joke of an indictment, it's a horrible thing.
Attacking the special counsel Jack Smith.
Jack Smith sounds so innocent. He's deranged.
Several of Trump's 2024 rivals have echoed his grievances about the Justice Department, but former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley also questioned Trump's conduct.
It's reckless, it's frustrating, and it causes problems. And, you know, we're looking now, this is the second indictment. We're looking at possibly a third indictment coming in with Georgia.
CBS polling shows Trump remains the frontrunner for the nomination, and 76% of likely Republican primary voters think the indictment was politically motivated.
Democrats are crazy, and they need to stop trying to bully Trump.
He's a very strong candidate. The more charges they put on him, the stronger he seems to get.
But Trump's former Attorney General Bill Barr said the charges laid out in the indictment are very serious and could put Trump in legal jeopardy.
If even half of it is true, then he's toast. I mean, it's a very detailed indictment, and it's very, very damning.
And Bob Costa joins me now. Bob, President Trump has faced impeachments and indictment in New York. How does the president's and the party's reaction differ in this case, or is it the same as in those other instances?
It's essentially the same at this point. The party leaders have read the indictment. Some of Trump's critics have done the same. But they're playing out now along the usual fault lines, which is if you're a part of the, let's say, Mitch McConnell wing of the GOP, you're either silent or have muted criticism of Trump's conduct, but you know this is going to unfold legally and politically as it has often done when Trump has faced similar legal challenges, whether it's the indictment in New York or it's 2 impeachments in Congress. His supporters rally to his side. Trump expresses grievance about the political establishment. And then some of his rivals look for vulnerability, but ultimately they don't find it. The only difference now is some of his rivals, at least according to my reporting, talking to rival campaigns, they do see a glimmer of opening here for them to maybe start to get some traction if Trump's conduct is seen in the light of a harsh light of court to be really out there in terms of maybe breaking the law and doing these things that he's alleged to have done in terms of handling classified documents in a cavalier way.
Help me understand that a little bit more, Bob. In terms of your reporting, tell me about the arc of it, because, of course, when the news of the indictment came last week, there was an immediate rush to his side. Then the details came out, and as you mentioned in your piece, former Attorney General Barr was quite clear about his assessment that this is a big problem for the president. Has your reporting seen people change their view once the details of the case have become known?
I'd put it this way, John. Collectively, my reporting reveals that a lot of Republicans who are not necessarily aligned with Trump, like Senator John Thune, came out today, the number 2 in the Senate GOP, and he said, what's happened with Trump, this indictment is very serious. He's a supporter of Senator Tim Scott in the 2024 race. But he said that at this point, it's going to just play out as it plays out. I sat down today virtually here in Miami with him in Georgia, with the Georgia governor, Brian Kemp, and he said He understands that people are angry about the Justice Department. He believes, in his view, the Justice Department is targeting Donald Trump, though, of course, that's an unfounded claim. But Kemp also says that what's alleged in the document is very serious. So this kind of chorus of this is serious, but they don't really want to start to have the full break. They're also waiting to see what happens with Georgia and what happens with the special counsel's January 6th investigation. So there's a political calculation. Why try to take the shot now at him politically to take him out and say that this is it, if you know that, one, it often isn't it, and two, there are some storms on the horizon.
Indeed. Harsh weather perhaps to come. Robert Costa in Miami. Thanks so much, Bob.
Thank you.
Later this hour, I'll speak to a legal expert about the details of the indictment against the former president and how both prosecutors and Trump's defense team might be preparing for the case ahead. Investigators say some of the documents seized from Mar-a-Lago had some of the highest possible levels of classification. Special counsel Jack Smith said the unauthorized relocation of those materials, quote, puts our country at great risk. Here's Catherine Herridge.
The classified records strewn throughout Mar-a-Lago in a public ballroom, a bathroom, and tossed on a storage room floor are among the nation's most closely held secrets. Of the 31 charges for the willful retention of national defense information, 21 involve top secret documents. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton worked in the Trump White House.
This was a risk to national security beyond calculation.
Bolton told CBS News special handling suggests a special access program which can be so secret the government doesn't acknowledge its existence. The classified code TK, or Talent Keyhole, can refer to intelligence gathered from spy satellites. Formerly restricted data can refer to nuclear weapons capabilities. Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio said there was no evidence the intelligence was compromised.
There's no allegation that he sold it to a foreign power or that it was trafficked.
But a 2019 incident suggests Mar-a-Lago has been a target. This Chinese businesswoman was convicted of trespassing, lying to federal investigators, and deported.
What's the national security bottom line?
The danger is that by poor handling, exposing these documents to potential access by foreigners, the secrets were put at risk. And that alone is enough to be criminal.
President Biden's retention of records marked classified from his time as vice president is also under investigation by a special counsel. Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy claims Trump's records were more secure than Biden's, found in a garage.
Is it a good picture to have boxes in a garage that opens up all the time? A bathroom door locks.
Catherine Herridge joins me now for more. Catherine, I'm struck by the bathroom door locks. How would these kinds of documents be normally handled? Is the bathroom door locks the standard for how these are handled?
Of course not, John. Typically, these documents are very tightly controlled, and they're handled, they're reviewed, their edits made in what's called a SCIF, which is a secure compartmentalized information facility, and it's especially designed so that the bad guys, if you will, can't penetrate it with any kind of surveillance of their own. So if we take the bathroom discussion and the garage discussion out of it, there's a very serious issue at stake here, which is the highly classified nature of the documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago. And just one example, I mentioned these special access programs. They are highly restricted, and some of them, John, are so secret they're not even acknowledged by the U.S. government.
And how does the intelligence community, Catherine, go about figuring out the difference between what's a risk and what's actually caused a problem and out in the real world with real bad guys?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because this review that's going on by the ODNI, this is the Office for the Nation's Top Intelligence Official, has two steps. The first step is just identifying the classified information, and the second is a line-by-line review of each document. Most people think a classified document just has intelligence from one agency, but in fact, it usually has multiple streams of intelligence. You could have human spying from the CIA. You could have electronic intercepts of phone calls from the National Security Agency. You could have imagery from the National Geospatial Agency. This is the mapping agency. So investigators have to go back to all of those different agencies and find out what is the risk if this information is compromised. Do we lose a source or a method as a result? And it's a very, very time-consuming process.
Catherine Herridge in Miami breaking it down for us. Thank you so much, Catherine.
You're welcome.